Hello, 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 and welcome to the Alert Factor. I am Nancy Allert. I am a real estate broker in the DC metro area. Welcome you all from wherever you're listening and watching us. We meet every Wednesday from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Central Time. So, a little bit of information. The Alert Factor is all about real estate. Everything you can think of relating to real estate, relating to whether it's renovation, whether it's buying, investing, landscaping, solar, whatever, painting, carpet, luxury, waterfront, whatever you think of real estate related. Here we are at the Alert Factor. This is what we discuss. So, if you have any properties that you're looking to sell, you can list them on our website, realestatelistings.info. Realestatelistings.info. Just list it on our website. It's for free, and the world will be able to view it. You have any questions about real estate, you can send us an email to info@nancyalert.com. That's info@nancyalert.com. If you want us to answer a question online, you can go ahead and send those questions in, and we'll be happy to answer it on the next episode. So today is going to be exciting. Today we have two guests for you. We're going to be talking about real estate development. We're going to be talking about architecture. We're going to talk about how a wall can totally change the space in a room, how paint and carpet or wood floors totally changes everything. I mean, when you look at a room before it's done and then when it's done, you're like, oh my God, is that a different room? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we're going to be talking about saving you money on your electricity. We're going to be talking about solar power. We're going to be talking to Rania Tabah. She is an architect. She's a real estate developer. She's a fashion designer. And she's going to tell you about her new project, which is trademarked. Her literally turning a Mercedes Sprinter as into a living space. So if you're constantly on the move and you're driving further from more than 100 miles to where you have to get to, and you need a place to make your breakfast, take a nap, she can develop that. She can build that out for you. And Craig is going to be talking to you about how you can actually get paid for the utilities that you use, and it's all energy efficient. It's about what I'm always saying: your home should be an asset, not a liability. And when you have solar power, now it becomes even more of an asset because you make money doing the things that you do every day using electricity. So, without any further ado, I'm going to bring my guest on today, Miss Rama, and Mr. Craig Bloom. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Well, thanks so
Thanks
much for
for
having
having
us
Well,
me.
it's
on.
good. Yes. I'm so glad you guys are able to be here. So, Miss Rania Taba, and am I saying your last name correctly?
Yes, Rania Taba.
Rania Taba. So, I love you. You know I love you.
Thank you. I
Tell
love you
us,
too.
tell us a little
Thank
bit
you for having
about.
me.
You're welcome. I'm glad you're here because you're going to be giving us all this wonderful information. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yes, I have created RT Design Inc. To be the only solution or the best solution for all the engineering needs for a homeowner or any project owner. And I am in the process. It's the process is from A to Z, like from concept to finish. And I'm the maestro in between to create the design, to create the drafting and the architectural drawings, to work with the engineers, to work with the construction and interior design plus landscaping. So it is like a full concept from beginning to the end.
Uh,
Also, like I like to make the homeowner comfortable with this process, because the process is not simple. It's difficult, and not everybody knows the details and they know what it takes. So first, when we meet, I like to listen to what they want. I like to see how I'm gonna illustrate their vision into a 3D or a simple floor plan. So there will be a lot of talk and a lot of knowing each other before we start. And
Yeah.
every word they say, it means something in that space that I will do. So if we are developing a land, I go to the land, I feel the air, I feel the earth, I see what else around me, how this house
How it
is
all works
work.
together.
Exactly. And if I'm remodeling, I go to the house, and usually it's an old, and there is so many stories in the walls. I like to listen to what my mind tell me. And then I have a relationship with the space. And then, of course, when I sit with my client, they will explain what they need, and I start to put it in drawing, in drafting,
Okay.
in
Because it's
3D.
like people don't realize that. It's like when I as a realtor, when I walk into a room with clients, you can tell. They can tell when they walk in, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to live, this room, this space is
Yes,
speaking to me. It has energy, right? Each room, each
absolutely.
house has a different energy, and it tells you which energy will work with what person, and then you can create a space that makes the energy work for everybody, right?
Exactly,
By the way the
exactly.
rooms flow.
Right.
So, Mr. Craig Bloom,
Hey.
tell us a little bit about you, what you do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So Nancy, I represent Power Energy. Power is the 43rd fastest growing company in America today. That's out of 32.5 million companies. We're number 43 on the list. So we were number 61 last year. We were number 989 the year before that. So we're doing something right to be on the Inc. 500 list, 3 consecutive years in a row. So Power created a technology app. Everything in our world is going to technology. So we created a technology app, which is completely revolutionizing residential solar today. So what that means to your listeners is that I have national account pricing to the world's top brands. I'm a broker. I'm not a Chevrolet or a Ford dealer, if you will. I can present the world's top brands with their panels, inverters, battery backups, the lenders, the whole enchilada. So when I put a system on someone's roof today, it's the very best possible technology that exists today. And typically we do it at a better investment point than most. So that's what Power brings to the table. And one of our differentiators, Nancy, is that we have a
Mhm.
30-year warranty that covers both labor and hardware. So when
So
the
you're
homeowner
saying if
actually,
there's a hole in the roof, you'll come back and fix that?
yeah, well, not a hole in the roof, but if there's a hole in the roof that's going to be repaired prior or whatnot. But you're right. No, the concept is this: folks go, you're going to put nails in my roof. Yes, we are. We're in the construction business, and we're putting power plants on homeowners' rooftops, right? So it's construction. So the nature of construction means that it doesn't always go perfectly. But when things do go awry, it's the spirit of the company. It's how it's handled and how the homeowner feels, that we step up to the plate to take care of them. So that's that 30-year warranty. It's labor and hardware. So it completely takes the sting out of it. So if a panel should go bad in the 20th year or they do discover a leak, it's repaired at no cost to the homeowner. Put some at
Okay.
ease.
All right. So why solar? Why now?
That's a great question. So listen, I mean, because solar's been around for a while, right, Nancy? I mean, we've seen it, we've heard it. The market adoption hasn't really taken off quite that well, but you look at what's going on in our world today. So where's the government spending their money? Where are they incenting us to spend right now? So the incentives to go solar are huge. And quite honestly, most states, it's about 50% of the investment comes back to them through incentives. So there's a 30% federal tax credit. The government just signed that, like 90 days ago. They've locked in that 30% federal tax credit to the year of 2032. So that was a huge shot in the arm for the clean energy folks, specifically solar. So they'll get the 30% federal tax credit back. Depends
Who
on the
gets
state.
the tax credit?
The homeowner does.
Okay.
The
And
homeowner
do they
does.
have to apply for this, or how do they get that 30% tax credit?
So Power will facilitate the entire process for the homeowner. But basically what happens is this, and so here's the year that the homeowner decides to go solar, and they do, that same year after they've had their system installed, when they do their taxes that year, there's a form 5695 that they'll complete. And I'll do quick math here for you. So if the solar system was $50,000, they would get 30% of that right back. So they'd get a $15,000 check from the government directly back to them. Now that's their money. So the homeowner can take that money and go on vacation. They can go buy an EV if they want. We suggest that they apply that, to their solar power plant and reduce the investment.
Right, reduce their payment. So here's a
Exactly.
question.
Sure.
So this 30%, it's a blanket 30% discount. It doesn't matter what solar company you go to, or do you have to go to a specific solar solar company in order to receive the 30% discount?
It's across the board, Nancy. It's basically if you go solar, regardless of whether you go with me, Power, and obviously I'm partial to that, but if you
Right.
go with solar, period, you are entitled to that 30% federal tax credit. Now, let me tell you this too, because obviously for the most time, we're actually installing solar on the rooftop, right?
Mhm.
And so if the homeowner needs a new roof, oftentimes that's the case, right? So if they need a new roof and they do a new roof because they're going solar, they can double dip on that federal tax credit. They can get the 30% federal tax credit on the roof and the solar project together. And so,
Oh, wonderful. So let me
okay,
ask you this. When can they get that 30% credit? Is this only from this year forward, or is it retroactive? Can you go back?
it's great question. You can't go back, but it's day forward, but it's going to be in place to the year 2032. So
From
technically we've got,
2023.
yes. So we've got 9 years. It went into law in 2022, so it was 10 years. So it runs to the year 2032. And so if the homeowner doesn't have a tax appetite, let's say, like that example I gave, if they're not paying $15,000 or more to the government, they can take that tax credit over the next 5 years in order to get their full 30% discount. Okay.
And
So
so here's the thing. This is for new installs. This is not for if someone bought a home that has a solar on it. This is the first year for them, but that's not the first year for the solar being on the property. So how does that work?
you've nailed it. No, if they already have solar on their roof, and they've taken theoretically a tax credit, they probably did at some point. Then they're not going to be able to redo it. It's one time. It's the
So
year that they.
what if those owners, let's say someone is selling their home, right? And they have solar on it. They put the solar on in 2022, but they didn't apply for the tax credit, and they sold their home, and can the new owner apply for the tax credit?
No, they won't be able to. They won't be able to because the investment's already been played, so to speak.
Okay, gotcha. So
It's the transaction that actually stimulates, I guess,
gotcha. It makes sense. It makes sense. So Rania, tell me, because I know in the real estate development space that you're in, and being an architect, I also saw that you do some things with solar. So this is what Craig does every day. He's dealing with solar. So tell me how you feel about it and why you think yes, solar now.
Oh, this is a very necessary step in the new build, or also in the remodel as well, because like he explained, it's from many different aspects. It adds to the house, and also you can sell your extra to the city. And now it is coming to be a code, like you have to put solar on your new build or on that. So we are moving into the smart homes, the smart build, which is solar is the most important. Yes.
Okay. So Rania is in California, and Craig, you're over here in the DC metro area. So can you guys work together on your
On a
solar?
project.
Yeah, on projects.
Absolutely. And and
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and,
making
and we will
connections
from this
here.
point forward. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Yeah, so that's the interestingly um, from power is actually in 22 states right now around the country. So
Okay.
that's what's so beautiful about that. We are adding New York, we're adding Hawaii. We added Puerto Rico just a few months ago. There are several more states coming on board first quarter 2023. But the beauty of this is if we're in Maryland, we're in DC, we're in Virginia, and we help a homeowner here, they say,
Right.
Craig, this is the greatest thing. I wish you could help my brother. He's in Florida. I'll be able to. And I've got a cousin that's out there with Rania in California. I can help them in
Yes,
California as well.
that's
So
so nice.
so that's kind of how this works. I mean, it's basically if I have an internet connection because we present via Zoom,
Yes.
I can help homeowners all over the country.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Wonderful.
coming so easy with the Zoom that we can share screens and all that. I feel so comfortable doing things outside, and with the cameras, with everything, you can see how is your project is going. You can see under the sink what's going on without being there. So it's a fantastic thing we got here.
And I love it because I understand it makes you money, it saves you money when you have the solar on your roof, right? Because you're paying less in electricity and you're actually making money after a certain time. So what does a solar on an entire roof, what does that cost? What does that run and in a typical cost?
So it's kind of hard to answer that question, Nancy, because it depends on the individual homeowner. It depends on what their consumption is, how much power they're using. I typically ask questions. Are they planning on adding an electric vehicle anytime soon? If they have an electric vehicle right now, it would be a great thing to have a smart house to charge that smart car.
Right.
If the folks that are buying electric vehicles right now are charging them at home, they're sort of going the wrong direction. They're using fossil fuels to charge that
Yeah.
EV,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So the
Yeah, so
best
this
thing
is
is,
in your backyard, Rania.
yeah,
Yes,
Because
yes, my van, it has a solar system on the top of the Sprinter.
I
And I
am.
tell you, I can just use that for 8 hours, no stop. Don't need to be connected to electrical or any engine, the car engine. So it's amazing. And when it's really sunshine, I shine in the car. Because I look at the battery and I see how it's charging from there on to my car battery. I just love it. And I wish, like we have a solar system walking with us everywhere.
that's right, right.
Yeah, yes, it's the
Kudos.
future. It's the future. Everything run. I also like have small items that I put in the backyard, and it comes, like small solar system on like planters and this, and it's just by itself. No need to do any connection. No need to dig under the floor to get the electricity. And here you go. You have it.
That's awesome. That's
Wonderful.
awesome.
So I want to show you, and we're going to talk a little bit more about your van and how you decorate that, how you remodel that, you make it a total living space, all that. But what I'd like for Anthony, if you can show us, because I want to show some before and afters, a video for Rania. Anthony, can you run that video, please? Anthony. All right. Well, while we're talking here, before Anthony adds the video, um, tell us about the creation that you did, because I believe you said you have this trademark where you can convert a Mercedes. Is it a Sprinter?
Sprinter, yes. I
Into.
got
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I got a brand new one, 2022, and I have everything I do it for needs. And I needed something when I go to my job sites and I spend 8 hours or more, and there's no bathroom, there is no place to stay, it's all muddy, and I needed always something that I can host myself, because we go sometime areas so remote, and I feel like, oh, I'm so tired. So I said, okay, I'm gonna build the Sprinter for me to be my mobile office, my on the site, being there, and also I can enjoy it on the weekend for myself and my family. So I started to put the design, and then I because this is my first time doing that one, so I had to really do the research to find the right people for the walls, the interiors, the plumbing, the electrical. It's really like building a house.
Right.
It's but on a small size, and everything in the wall, like when we do a real building. So I found the right people, and they are certified, Mercedes certified, and they did all the wall, the interiors, not the interiors, the inside the walls, and the solar, the plumbing, the HVAC, all that.
Everything is done. So you can
Yeah,
actually live in there. You have a bed
yeah.
and you have
And
a
then
kitchen.
yeah, and then I did the interior, so I create a beautiful bathroom. It's like everybody, when they see it, they say, I could live here. That's a full bathroom, but better than my apartment. So I gave a space for the a complete shower. I did a fantastic kitchen, and you can really cook everything. I like to cook, so I made it like possible. So I have the microwave, I have the all the machines that I need to cook, and it's a full kitchen with a big sink. And then in front of it, I have the sofa that electrically can open and become a twin bed. And then I have my office. I wish I have all the picture with you. Maybe next time you see
And this, you
it.
created this because you're always out when you're
On the
developing projects. You're always
yes,
on the run and you're
yes,
far away from where you live. So you created
yes,
this so that you are able to take a nap, you're able to sleep, you're able
yes,
to cook your food, and because you're out in
yes,
places where you might not have be right at a restaurant or a coffee shop or what have you.
exactly,
This is
exactly.
perfect.
And
So
I
how
can
much does
bring.
something like that run?
Well, it depends. It depends. But the price of the car, and if you buy it brand new, is different than you buy it with a lot of mileage. I want it to
Right.
be brand new. And then whatever you want inside, it's like building the house. For me, the interior, like the cabinet, I build the cabinet. I have my own fabrication. It's under my brand. So the cabinets, the kitchen, the baths, it's all done custom by my firm.
Right.
So it was easy, and and with the technology of the solar and the fantastic air condition, the heater. I mean, the heater runs on the diesel, and it's
Right.
so warm. And I put the floor as well heated, so in a cold weather, that would be so nice. So you'll be encapsulated in your little cottage, but very elegant cottage.
And
And
I see you also have solar on that. So, Craig, you
yeah.
see how this is perfect. You have
Mhm.
solar on your Mercedes Sprinter.
So
You can use as a workspace, as a recreation space, and it's being um, fueled by solar. And the Rania being a real estate developer and an architect, these two, this is a perfect little marriage we have here.
yes, yes. Nice to meet you, Greg. We will call
Absolutely.
you later. We have a lot to
So
cover, a lot of roof to cover.
Yes, we do.
ex-
Yes, we do.
exactly. And Craig, you said that you guys have the 30-year warranty, and if their roof, because this is what people always ask me. Okay, I'm buying a house. There is solar on the home. Um, what if I don't want it? What if I don't want the solar? Because there's not you can't please everybody, right? So what if I don't want the solar? What happens?
So I would I'd have maybe a little bit stronger conversation about that, because here's what's going on with right now in our world. Our parents never had options. right?
Right.
We didn't have options up until this time. And so I often ask, the homeowner a question, why did you choose the utility company that you're with now? And they look at me kind of
Right.
funny because they know that's a trick question. They go, Craig, I didn't have an option. In Maryland,
Right.
it's Baltimore Gas and Electric or Potomac or whomever, but that's who they're forced to go with. They're forced to pay increases as well. So, every homeowner, everyone listening on this call, if you don't have some form of clean energy, you're stuck in a lifelong lease with a utility company. You have no control over the escalating costs, and you have no ability to pay the system off. So they will pay into the rest of their lives. They'll pay to they check out, right? So if you go solar, when that system is paid off, they'll produce power for free for the rest of their lives. Just like when that mortgage is paid off, they no longer have that expense in their lives. So if a homeowner had that situation, they're walking into a gold mine. Why would they not want that? I mean, if for some reason the system was flawed, maybe it was a company that didn't do a nice job with that. I mean, once in a while, I'll see a home that's got panels on it that's covered with trees, and I'm thinking, man, that's not the right way to do that, right? So, so I had that conversation, Nancy. So, I mean, worst case scenario, if the homeowner just absolutely doesn't want it, they don't want anything to do with it. It would be removed, at their cost, and that would be it. I mean, it would just be thrown away.
Okay. Who maintains the solar?
So Power maintains it through our warranty. So there's no moving parts. I mean, folks go, Craig, what goes wrong? I mean, is it noisy? Doesn't create any noise. It basically it lays in the sun all day long and produces power.
Right.
I mean, there's no moving parts. I mean, the sun is free right now. So the fact that we can harness the energy from the sun to power our homes and power our world is just a phenomenal thing. I mean, we have to do something. We really, really do. So some folks that go solar are going solar because they believe in the environmental part of it. And Power is a huge, huge company with that. We're a B certified corporation. There's only 2,000 B certified corporations in America, in the world, quite honestly.
Okay.
And we're one of those 2,000. So we're giving back,
Okay.
but
right.
Anyway, good question.
Thank you. All right, so what we'll do now, we'll take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to run the video to show a before and after Rania's project. So we'll take a commercial break right now.
Metro New York's port services are currently constrained and challenged in facilitating the handling of international cargo. It's time for a whole new ballgame. Just 55 miles north of the city, Stewart Airport, closed during the base realignment, is an underutilized resource that could be maximized and bring growth to the area and relieve New York City. It's an ideal place for a thriving supply chain center of regional excellence called SCORE. We intend to support the New York and New Jersey Port Authority's commitment to the New York International Plaza, putting it at the forefront of a transformation of regional global trade, telecommunications, and economic growth. A logistics-based regenerative smart city that supplies an interactive platform of data and document interoperability to optimize resources. SCORE will transform this location into a thriving hub that can process and distribute cargo via various methods of transportation, elevating it to one of the world's best intermodal ports. We aim to build a cybersecure network operations center that enables customers to share data in real time across the supply chain and across the whole region, utilizing eco-friendly practices to keep things running efficiently. And it doesn't stop there. Not only will SCORE develop high-speed wireless networks in a data-driven city to improve logistics and facilitate international trade, it will also create critical infrastructure for regional economic development. By optimizing the business environment, attracting startups and investment, supporting the development of high-value industries such as medical, education, technology, and hospitality, creating new employment opportunities for the region. SCORE will inject vibrancy and inspire prosperity in an underutilized area, to develop a greener and more livable smart city that thrives, bringing excellence to the Hudson Valley. It's a game changer. Visit IC Logistics to learn how you can support this SCORE economic development initiative at Stewart Airport.
Today we're taking a little vacation on the west end of St. Croix, visiting a seaside restaurant called the Beachside Cafe here at Sandcastles on the Beach.
The atmosphere is just wonderful.
You just feel very welcome when you're here.
Hi! I'd like to introduce Chris and Ted, who are the owners of Beachside Cafe and also Sandcastles on the Beach. This is amazing!
Thank you.
Sandcastle on the Beach is quiet and friendly, relaxing.
I often entertain guests, and this is the one place I always try to bring people.
Tell us a little bit about the hotel.
Well, the hotel is a 25-room hotel. We have 10 different room types within that. We also have, of course, our greatest asset, the ocean out there, which our side of the island is very calm typically. So it's the best swimming beach and also great for snorkeling.
And just walking and doing a nice walking beach tour.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Best beach access is right here, so we love them.
And we're also fortunate we have just up the way Sandy Point National Park, and then Frederickstead Town is just a mile away. Mm-hmm. And so we're really fortunate to be in this perfect spot.
Oh, we're back. We're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. You are watching and listening to the Alert Factor, where everything real estate comes together. We talk about everything real estate. We're talking about solar today. We're talking about architecture, design, style, changing spaces, how important it is for paint and carpet, and what differences these things make in a space. So Rania, when you walk into a space, I know you probably have a different eye and you can see the space differently than most people when they walk into a room. Because like when a buyer walks into a room, they're trying to visualize themselves living there. And some of them really can't see the potential, can't tell how this space can really work without it actually having furniture in it or being painted the same color they want. But how do you help someone get over that by just talking them through the space and what can happen with a little move of this wall or a little splash of paint of this wall?
Yes, that's a very good question. I am very visual and I have tools to be visual. So after I understand what their needs and how they visualizing the concept that they like it, and they show me some pictures and we talk a little bit, I put it in a perspective and I produce a 3D drawing and walk through. So we can change color, we can add furniture, we can do that. I am a franchise owner with decorating den interiors, and
Oh,
I have like 170 different stores to please all kind of taste. So, so in a glance, I could tell what the customer needs, and I know where to get it and where to put it, and things like that. But it is very important to be in the place. And if they have their own furniture before, if they want to keep it or they add to it, or it's an empty space, it all depends. It all depends. And also the style is very important. If they are like more conservative or more modern or very high tech, or their lifestyle, it's very important. That's why I spend so much time to know the homeowner, so I can swim in their imagination and give them what they like. Yeah.
so when you what would you say is the one thing, one or two things that if you really want to make a difference in how your space look, how it feels, when it feels spacious, or just the aesthetics of it, what are one or two things that you must do, you should do?
Yes, exactly. Also a good question. For example, when you go to a house that's built before the open concept, and here in LA there is a lot of old homes in a beautiful location, but it's outdated. It's not the way we want things. So it's to open up, to take out walls down, to do some addition, to open like windows, and you saw the light comes in, and it feels like you are not confined, and you want to feel like all the energy floating. And this is very important, is to assess the floor plan and see what wall you can take down or not, or opening a space. This plays a big role, like an open concept situation.
Alrighty. We are having senior technical difficulties today at the Alert Factor. I don't know what's going on today.
Are you okay,
We're
Nancy?
having all kinds of difficulties.
Yes.
But we are still, the show must go on. It's still going on. Here we are. Yes.
Well, it is live, right? That's
It
what
is
happened.
live.
It's
And
live.
I'll tell you, as long as we've been doing this show, we've never had this much technical difficulty in the whole time, let alone in one show. But you know what? So this is what I'm going to do. We have to do a take two. We have to do a part two, the three of us. And because we have to have the videos, because clearly we can't play the videos today. I don't know what's going on. So we have to have the videos for Brania to show the before and after. We can't have a show about an architect, an interior designer, a real estate developer without showing pictures or showing videos of what they can do. And of course, we will have pictures and things to show you, and more graphics for power. So I would love, love, love to invite you guys again to come back and do this. And this time we will make sure we have all your videos and your graphics so that people can actually see it, because a lot of people are visual. Me, I have to see it and hear it in order for it to make an impact, right? And I know a lot of people have to see it and hear it, and some have to touch it too in order for that to make an impact. So that is what I would like to ask you guys to let me know when you're available again, and I'd love to have you both back to totally display what it is you do, because I think in the real estate industry, right, especially right now, power is everything. Solar power is everything. It's going to save you money. It's going to make your asset, your real estate, the true asset that it is, it making you money. Because I tell people every day, your real estate is supposed to make you money, not take money from you. Your real estate is supposed to be a true performing asset. And when you have solar, that's what you can do. When you hire an architect, a real estate developer, you get to help create that space that you want, that you dream of. You are collaborating with someone that is actually going to put your dreams, your ideas to life, right? And that's what Rania does. She brings it out to life. I can't wait to show you all the Mercedes Sprinter, what that looks like. That is unbelievable. You have to see it. It's a fantastic living space. And just tell us, what is luxury? What is luxury?
Luxury in furnishing, luxury in lifestyle, luxury in feeling that you appreciate yourself. You know, it's a feeling, the luxury. Yeah. This
Yeah.
is how I see it, and we don't have to have $1 million and stuff to get that. You can be luxury in a small little area. And next time, maybe we will invite your audience to come with us to the shore with the Sprinter, with also some solar from Monsieur Greg, and have a picnic.
Oh, you know what? Maybe the next one will be show and tell. We can
Yes.
have you guys on site somewhere.
Yes,
At the house.
absolutely.
I love it.
I have created a little seating area in front of the Sprinter, that we have a little, what they call it, teepee with cushions and stuff like that, and a lot of solar lights, monsieur. And then we can like have a conversation over there. It will be nice.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So we will definitely put that together and find out when. But I think it would be great if Rania, you're on site and showing us. We could show the before pictures and show what it looks like right now, because it's all in the seeing. The seeing.
Yes.
It's all in the seeing, right? I love that. So we'll definitely put that together. Craig, tell the people why it is important, especially now, for them to have solar.
But it's look, I mean, you've touched on a couple of times, Nancy. It adds value to the home. It allows them to sell the home that much faster. It basically stops the bleeding, right? I mean, you know, so right now they have no control over the costs. I mean, I'm hearing complaints from all over the country. I mean, the folks up in Connecticut, Massachusetts, their rates doubled literally overnight on January the 5th. So if you're spending $300 a month on the 4th, the 6th comes along, it's now a $600 bill. Okay. So that's crazy. And so, you know, solar gives a predictable monthly payment that they can budget for. Solar is not free, but it has an end point. When the system is paid off, it produces for free. So that's the equation. I mean, it's out there. Not everyone's going to qualify. There's about 90 million homes in America that will qualify for solar. Only 4 have it right now. It's untapped.
Okay. So tell us, how many, where is solar? Where's power? Is power everywhere?
So power is our corporates in California. You know, but we're basically all the whole bottom half of the country, 22 states right now in the country. So California, Texas, Colorado, Phoenix, all the way across the country through Florida. You'll see us in the Carolinas. We're all here in the Northeast now too. So the chances are, if we're not in your state yet, we're coming.
Okay. And how can the people get in touch with you, Craig? Hey, I saw you on the Alert Factor and I want some solar panels. How can I get in touch with you?
Nancy, that's a great question. I appreciate that. So for the folks that actually live in the Baltimore, Washington area, I'm going to be exhibiting live at the Timonium Fairgrounds this weekend and next weekend at the Home and Garden Show. So I'll be there for 5 days. It's going to be this Saturday and Sunday, and next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'll be there for 5 days. You're going to come out to Timonium Fairgrounds and see me personally. Otherwise, you can reach out to me. You know, I'm all over social media. I have a presence on Facebook and LinkedIn. You know, I can post my cell and my email address, or they could contact Nancy and you know, get the information, you know, directly from you as well.
Right.
So
thank you. All
Right.
right, and Miss Rania, I know you're in California, but do you do development? Where else do you do development? And I know you spend a lot of time in Dubai as well. So international people, Rania can help you. Tell us how we can get in touch with
Yes,
you.
yes. I have also a branch in Florida, Orlando, Kissimmee area. So we do there, and also here in LA. And I was in Washington D.C. You remember
Yes.
on tri-state area. And I am flexible wherever my clients are. I could travel to them. Little bit COVID made it restricted. But now it's opening again. So I was a lot of time now in LA because of that. But again, now it's opening and I can travel and do wherever it's the project.
Okay. So Rania has Sprinter, will travel.
Oh, yeah.
She will travel to you.
We need the airplane now.
Right. So we will bring this, and if you send us your questions, so we'll have more questions for Craig and Rania the next time we meet, and we will have visuals for you the next time.
Yes.
I appreciate you watching the Alert Factor. We thank you for showing up Wednesdays, 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Nancy Alert. You can reach me at The Nancy Alert on Instagram or Nancy Alert on Facebook. My number is 703-861-7355. And we will see you next week. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Rania.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Loved it.
All right.
Love it.